Hey, how everyone out there doing in TV land? It's beginning to look a lot like the always imitated but never duplicated Lois Lamar Show. Welcome back. And we have, of course, the beautiful Lois. Isn't she wonderful?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Just in her whole Christmas elf outfit. Isn't it just so dope? Like, just
Very dope.
snaps. But today, we have a person that many people in internet land, film land, TV land, independent and major avenues, a person that has been known and beloved in the film community. We present to you Brandon E. Bro.
Brandon. Welcome to the show, Brandon. So happy that you could
Thank you.
come
Thank you for having me.
be here with Lamar and I today. I know you are a very, very busy man, and we're just happy that you took some time out of your schedule to stop by and have a little talk with us. How
Happy to
about
be
that?
here with you too. I love you guys. You guys, it's long overdue. Long overdue. You guys look great in your festive gear.
Thank you.
I didn't get the memo, so.
Oh,
It's all
no,
good.
listen, man, you're the man in black. Like,
Yes.
we already know your MO.
Oh
like,
yes, you know the deal.
you come through with the black hoodie, you come through with the little black beanie, like, and you're just ready. You just sit in the background and you just do what you have to do.
Dude, exactly.
It's the same.
So,
It's the same
yeah.
thing. You know,
Don't change it up much.
you don't change it up, and it matches with your work ethic because you've done a lot of things in the years, many years. You are a director, you're a writer, you're a producer. You also have this new podcast out now.
Yeah.
You know,
yes.
you
Not a lot of sleep.
you are killing them softly, my friend.
Trying. You know, gotta try to do. Stay busy. So yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about the energy that you carry, because I would call it it's like a lion that doesn't roar, but it's still in the room, because you don't have to really be out there. Cause I noticed one thing about you: you don't really have to be out there and just be rah. You don't really have to do that too much. You kind of just make moves, and that's it.
Yeah, there's a quote that says, "Make your moves in silence," because they speak volumes when you just accomplish things and then just say, "Hey, look, check out what I did." A lot of people are predetermining, like, "Oh, look at what I'm about to do," and if things don't work, then you got egg on your face. So I just try to just make my moves, and whether it's filmmaking, like acting, whatever it is, and just put it out when I'm done, and then people can judge it however they want to judge it, because that's
done,
done. It's done.
yeah.
It's out of my hands. It's someone else's thing, or if it's mine, then it's in my hands. But once you put your art out there into the public, it's theirs to deal with, and it's theirs to judge whether it's good or bad or ugly or whatever. So that's kind of the way I left it, because early in my career it was more difficult because. Again, you're judging yourself more, and you have to kind of mature in the business and get to a point where you're just comfortable with what you're doing, whether acting or filmmaking or whatever. And sometimes, and not everybody's going to like you. Whether even in personal realms, people just don't vibe with your energy, because my energy might just be different than somebody else's. So doesn't mean they're good, they're bad. It doesn't mean it's good or whatever. But for me, it's
just not for them.
It's just not for them. I always say some people, we've known each other forever, and it's like some people, a lot of people have come and gone.
Yes.
But it's like not everybody's on the journey that I'm on. They're on their own journey. You meet people that teach you lessons sometimes, I always say. Whether it's a good, bad, ugly lesson, but then that person is just not meant to be on the trajectory that my career is going. They might be going in a different direction, and that's fine.
And that's totally fine, and I definitely do respect the fact that you would rather finish it in private and then put it out.
No.
Because what ends up happening, and we've seen it many times, like you'll put, not you, but people will put out certain things, right? This is a thing for y'all out there. Really dig this. really, really dig if you will. You put it out, and it's not done and corrected. So therefore, anything that you would go through where it would be a setback, if you put all that out prematurely, everyone's going to see the setback. So you might as well get played in peace.
True. That's the perfect way to say it. It's the perfect way to say it. Get played in peace, because again, I've been there, and that's why my circle is much smaller than it used to be. But I'm okay with that, because like I said, the people that are going to stab you in the back, the people that are not going to vibe with your energy or whatever, they're not meant to be there for the long run anyway.
That's right.
So for me, it's like there's people that don't even understand what goes on behind the scenes for post-production of films or for different things. That there's always things that happen in production. Like there's been a lot of things Lamar knows. There's been people that have passed away that were friends of ours. There've been people. There's a lot of different things that have happened over the years with things. But people just seeing it in the media or seeing it on social media don't necessarily know the stories because they're not on the inside.
It's not real to them.
It's not exactly. So they just judge you based off of kind of, oh, that project didn't get done or that didn't. Well, it got done in a certain way, or maybe it's still coming or whatever. But again, there's setbacks that no one's aware of, so they judge you off of those things, not realizing the hustle is always there.
Yeah, right. The hustle's always there. They don't. That's what I mean. Like, it's always good to just put the finished project out and just do what you gotta do. Work it, develop it, get it done. Then you present.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no construction worker. If you're walking past a building and you see under construction, the manager is not going to come from the top of the office, walk through the parking lot, across the street, past the gate where you can't get through, and tell you what's happening with the building.
Exactly. That's a good analogy right there. Exactly. Nobody's renting you a room in an unfinished building either. When it's done, it's done. And that's why I said a lot of people do put things unfinished out, and sometimes you're judged on that first impression. I've done that before, and then early in my career, and I was judged on first impression. Oh, okay, you made it for a little bit, but really? So I always was cognizant of just, you know what? Even if it takes me a while for whatever setbacks, put it out when you're ready to put it out and put your best foot forward. Because again, you're going to be judged. And I'm in a place now where I've done a lot of stuff over 2 decades plus. And
it doesn't even matter now.
So it's like, for me, it has to be dope when it comes out. At least dope to me and the people that are involved with it, because there are people looking at it to give me money for this or give me money for that. So I can't put out garbage that is not indicative of what I'm trying to get on a bigger level. So.
Yeah, you're too well known to put out garbage. You can't do it now. Yeah. You could do it when they didn't know you like that. You can't do it now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to change the subject, but I'm familiar with you from Saint Centers Entertainment. Tell me, how did that all come about, you and Saint Centers Entertainment?
Well, Saint Center Entertainment was just, the name came from... I've always, like, martial arts has been a big part of my life since I was a little kid. So the yin and the yang is a big thing in martial arts. Like, and anybody knows there's the good and the bad. And Saint Center, that's kind of where it derived from the name. Just, there's good and bad and everything. There's the yin and the yang of everything. So this business is built with a lot of bad. There's also a lot of good. So that's where Saint Center came the name. And yeah, so then that became the company, gosh, probably 15 years ago, about now or whatever. And yeah, it was just to set out to make films, to make television content. And there's even a bigger business plan as far as conventions and music shows and things like that, things that we will kind of be implementing in the new year coming up. So yeah, but Saint Center kind of derived from, again, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, and that's kind of where it all started, just because even in my acting career that I started 2 decades plus ago, there was so much I saw that was just like, okay, just people taking you down a road and then just dropping you off, and you're like, wow, you just left me out here like that, and then it's like, so I just saw a lot of bad early on, but then you do kind of take a lot of good from, you take the good people. There might be a set where it's not a great experience, but there's 2 or 3 people that really stuck with you.
Yeah, like
and there's a good handful of people that you're like, okay, I'm gonna stay in touch with you. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. You showed me respect, and I'm still cool with those people 20 plus years later, or 10 years later, or 15 years later, because those were the people who I was meant to meet for that job. And then to carry on into the rest of my career. So
Saint Center is still around and it's still moving forward.
Saint Center's still around, still moving forward. There's a couple projects that are going to drop very soon. One on Tubi. There's another one that's going to drop that I'll talk to both of you about after this, but it's been in the works for a long time. But that's, we just went out to California and talked about that for some deals to put out a film that, I mean, we'll probably talk about a little bit later, a horror film of mine, and yeah, so things are looking up for, I mean, the company. I've also collaborated with other companies that we have content that's in development now too. So yeah, I mean, it's been an up and a down year, but it's been a good year business wise for the company and the other company that I'm a part of too.
Now you spoke of being an actor. Tell us, what acting school did you go to?
That was an acting school in Atlanta. It was, at the time, it was in downtown Atlantic City, called Weiss Baron Ryan of Atlantic City. And at the time it was run by the late Ursula Ryan.
Ursula.
Yes, rest in peace, Ursula. And yeah, I was in that place in my life. I was working like a regular, kind of not really a dead-end job. I was managing a department store called Ames at the time. And I was doing that for about 5-6 years, and I just was looking for something more to do, like something of a higher calling. So I just started doing different jobs. I bounced, I did DJ work at like a club, and then I came across an article in a newspaper for Weiss Baron in Atlantic City, and just called him up. I said, can I come down and talk to you? And Ursula, with that accent, was like, yes, come down. And like, I came down, and she, yes, you're handsome, and you should be on stage, and this and that. And I'm like, I don't really want to do Broadway, but I want to try. I don't want to sell Jello either, like Bill Cosby. But it's like, but I am interested in the film acting and like learning some of that stuff. So that's kind of where it became. Like, it just started. I went down, did a commercial class, didn't like it, but then I was like, let me give a film class a try. Loved it, and I stayed there probably almost 2 years doing more acting classes and just meeting people, and that kind of led me into my first independent film. And I went to Mike Lemon Casting in Philly after that, just to train more with Mike and Pat McDade and some other instructors, and I just kind of got the acting bug fulfilled with that at those 2 schools. So.
Oh, okay. Like, I know, like, once you did that, right, and I know you want to take it further because, you did the acting part, and you still, dibble and dabble in certain films, you kind of like just, you do your little cameos. I noticed that you do cameos in films here and there. Like, you'll pop off every now and then, but then you go back to your other passions. And I know that another one is, like, what really got you into screenwriting? Like writing screenplays.
That was screenwriting. Kind of started right around the time that Weiss Baron. That was right around that time, because when I started doing the acting thing, they were sending me out for a lot of stuff that wasn't really speaking to me.
Okay.
Because I was already kind of in that typecast, like, because of, oh, well, you're going to go out, we got a kid on the corner that's throwing dice, or we got this, or we got that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really that guy, but I can play it. Yeah. But then I'd go in the room, and they were like, oh, so tell us about yourself. And I was like, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. So I talked to the casting people about myself, and they're like, yeah, you don't really look like somebody on the corner, like rolling dice in Camden or down in Jenkintown, or like someplace like doing stick-ups or whatever. And I was like, I can play that. And they're like, yeah, thanks for coming in, Mike. Thanks for coming in. If we have a nice kid trying to get out of the hood, we'll call you. And I'm like,
see?
Okay. So I did this 2-hour drive for just to be kind of faded.
Yeah,
like,
just catch the fade.
catch the fade or whatever.
Catch the
So,
fade, yeah.
so I just started
Right,
writing
right.
because I was like, I always grew up loving films, and since I was a kid, so I just started writing kind of stories for characters that I liked. Horror stories, action stories, and things where I'm like, oh man, I want to play this. I want to save the day or do the martial art fighting and stuff like we grew up on or whatever. So that's kind of where it began because I wasn't being able to audition for things I wanted to do.
You created
so I started
the auditions,
creating
the lanes.
I said, okay, let me create something and see if I can make something of my own to like do that stuff. And that's really where all of it, all the filmmaking came from writing. Because I was always a pretty good creative writer. So I basically like said, okay, if I can write some things that I want to do, hopefully I can shoot some things, and then maybe that'll boost my career as an actor. But then it ended up more boosting my career as a writer and a filmmaker.
You went in a whole
I went
different
into kind of
lane.
a different lane.
It kind of worked out the way it was supposed to.
Everything, I believe everything does, because it still came back to, like you said, I still dabble, because I still have the passion for acting, I still love doing it. But the lane was the writing and the producing and the directing and stuff that really pays the bills and ended up being what the calling was. So.
Go.
Now, you guys were talking about martial arts. Did you go to martial arts school together? Or was it separate? Or
No, we actually kind of created our own martial arts school. And like, it's like, really.
No, he was at his house and he was, learning what he learned. And I was sitting there going to martial arts school where I lived at.
Yeah.
And we would come back and we would just spar together and exchange techniques with each other and then just split apart.
Yeah. And then we would watch martial art movies
together.
And then together, and then sometimes apart. And
this is the 90s, so we're on the phone watching it.
Yeah, we're on the
house
phone. Yeah, we're on the phone watching the Hong Kong movies or watching the best of the best or whatever it was. And then we were watching these crazy things in these movies. And then when we would meet up at his crib, like we would be in the backyard, like punching the trees. And that's why my hands look like they look, because we'd be out there punching the trees like we were Tiger Claws. We'd be like eagle.
It was real though.
It was real though.
Back then it was real because no one else was doing that.
I just had a feeling that there was some kind of connection between you two and the martial arts.
Yeah, there was. That was the early days. That was even
That's
like
my kung fu guy over there.
Even the liquid television. Like it was the
Aeon Flux.
The Aeon Flux. Yes.
You gotta be OG to know about Aeon Flux.
You have to know about the liquid television.
You don't know about Aeon Flux, you gotta be OG.
Look it up if you don't know what it is.
The real one.
Yes. You're not the Charlize Theron.
No, the real one. Like sit there and murder a whole army and then slip on a banana peel and break a neck.
Yes, people don't know about the oddities.
Crazy,
they don't know about the oddities. They don't know about the oddities, and they don't know about.
One thing about it, with that story that you said, that's another jewel for the people. This is a Christmas episode, so we're just giving you jewels. Here, I'm just gonna give it to you. Here's another one. See how he went into that whole role, and even though he went to go play that role, it just didn't work. The reason that it is Boys and Girls is because he's not in a role that's authentic to who he actually is. So that means it's not going to come off very good at all. So that means when you go for roles, no matter what they are, make sure they have a part of you in them that you actually connect with so that it makes sense. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. We all know that you've been doing films, and we know that you did a film called The Streets Are Watching.
Yes. The Streets Are Watching was a horror short written by a filmmaker named Tony Goggles, who I met at the New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival years back. We just became cool or whatever. He's a cool cat. And he called me up one day and said, hey, I got this horror short. It's going to be a part of this big horror feature anthology called High Fear. And I was like, cool, man. It's like, what's the part? And he's like, oh, it's this crazy. It's based on this crazy homeless guy in Trenton, New Jersey, that walks around the streets talking to himself, and he's got mental issues, and everyone knows him in the area. Is I forget his real name, but he's this weird, eccentric dude. I was like, dude, send it to me, man. This is so. And then he sends it to me. It's this character named Crazy Carl, and I was like, all right, Crazy Carl, okay.
Killer homeless.
Killer, yeah, just a dirty dude walking around the streets, like talking to himself and like shadow boxing and whatever. And I was like, all right, cool, this is a cool character. But he had a past too of he was kind of a bad dude in the past, like who like hurt a lot of people, and he was kind of like one of those gangster type dudes that. So it kind of caught up to him, and he lost everything. He lost his family. He lost everybody tragically. So that was his backstory for kind of being on the streets and kind of still thinking about his past and everything messed up that happened to him. So for me, I was like, okay, this is a deep character than just a crazy dude walking around. So yeah, so I went out. Everyone knew me like for wearing like Scullies and bandanas and stuff. And I was like, you know what? For this character, I want to just blow my hair out. So I was like, I called my mom. I was like,
I saw that picture.
Can you do the blow?
Okay.
Can you blow it out? So it was blown out like the young bull on the Boondocks.
Yeah, I know.
So then I was just went out there to Trenton, and he didn't even know I was gonna do it. He was like, "Oh, like I've never seen your hair, yo." And then we went around for like 3 days in Trenton, the streets of Trenton, and there was people stopping me, taking selfies. Because people didn't know that I'm just like an up and coming person or whoever, but people just like the look because they saw me shadow boxing in the middle of the subway and the streets and stuff, and I was like, they're like, either he's crazy, but there's a whole crew of people filming him, so maybe he's a Wayans brother, or maybe he's a long lost somebody that. So people were like, hey, your hair is cool, can we? So I was just like, so it was a good experience, and it came out dope. It's like I said, it's part of a horror anthology called High Fear. And it's on the film festival circuits. It's won multiple awards.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Things like that. And it was fun, man. It just like I said, I got to kind of go out there and like I'm yelling crazy stuff in the middle of the road and stopping traffic and I'm really kind of stalking this young girl, but there's a little twist to it like that kind of makes it a little different than what you think it is. So it was a cool experience.
And the thing is, because you have such a personal connection to the people that you work with so far, people will see you in that light and they'll be like, Brandon, no!
What happened to him?
He's given up.
Yes. He's finally giving it to the dark side.
He's finally, look at his hair.
Now tell us, what did you do with the film Not For Nothing?
Not For Nothing. Not For Nothing was another fantastic experience that this man here shared with me. I brought him on. I was a producer on that. I'm also cast to film as the casting director, and I have a small part in it too. So I got hired to that. For now, it's been over 3 years now, because again, COVID that year was kind of lost. So yeah, we did that. I want to say it's at the end of 2019ish. I think we began and the casting process, and then we got shut down 12 days before COVID.
Oh wow!
So we lost some capital there, and then we started up again the end of that year. I think around October of 2020, and then we shot through the early part of the new year for like 25 days, and then we shot some pickup stuff in the next year or whatever. But yeah, it came out really well. I mean, we had a premiere, gosh, probably been a month ago, a month and a half ago or so at the Philadelphia Film Festival, which is a pretty prestigious film festival. We sold out the first show, and we almost sold out the second show. So yeah, it was a cool experience. It was a lot of good people, and a lot of long days, a lot of second breakfasts.
Yeah, second breakfast.
Second breakfast.
What about third breakfast?
Yes, we had a lot of 2 p.m. to 2 a.m.s to 3 p.m.s to 3 a.m.s. But again, it's what you got to do when you have limited funds. I mean, we had decent funds, but limited funds. But again, everybody was passionate. Everybody was there to do the job and to do it to the best of their ability. Some great actors, some great crew all the way around. So yeah, and it came out to be, Lamar saw it, like he can speak to it. Lamar saw it. It came out to be a pretty dope movie, like from the standpoint of like what we all thought it might be. It's like,
it's one of those films where the actual filming of it is a whole documentary within itself. So by the time when you actually see it done, you're like, wow, we really made a good film. Like, it's just, You know, it was just one of those. And unfortunately, we lost.
Yeah, we
one
lost.
Of the main
One of the
pieces
co-directors, co-writers, one of the man behind the reason why we all were doing it. Frank Tartaglia passed away, literally, I want to say 3 weeks ago, and it's just kind of out of nowhere. But it's still kind of sitting with all of us. But it's one of those situations where it's. Knowing that he got to see the sellout crowd and he got to get the cheers and people actually told him that he made a good film with the other director, Tim Dallin, like that was everything to him.
Everything.
He was so on cloud nine. He was so happy. We were in California a month ago, to push the movie to distributors and people, and he was just so happy running around the streets of Santa Monica, posting posters taping posters to telephone poles, and just telling everybody who would listen, "Hey, you like gangster movies? Hey, you like mob movies?" And he just talked to probably everybody who walked by, and again, it was good to at least if you're gonna leave suddenly and tragically. He was only 45, but at least he went out on a high note of making something really great. That he got to see people that really appreciated it. He achieved a lot of stuff in his life, but he wanted to make a really good gangster movie, and he achieved that. So
he did.
We're proud of that, and we're proud of Frank, and we'll miss him. So yeah.
I know I had offered you my condolences before, and again, I
appreciate it.
Again, and I was hoping that his loss would not affect your presence with us here today, because you seem to have taken that very hard.
Yeah, it's when you look at it, it's one of them. It's one of those gut punch moments, because again, like I said, he was 45. I'm 45 right now, and you realize your immortality is. You start thinking about those things, like all those little things that, because we're not the kids from back in the day in DVJA.
When you're a kid, you don't think that these things is real.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now it is, because people is all of a sudden gone. And you're like, wait a minute, I was just talking to you.
Yeah, when people your age are having heart attacks, and even with Chadwick Boseman, certain things that so it's important to get checked for.
Health is paramount.
It's very eye-opening when things like that happen. So, but again, it puts things in perspective that tomorrow's not promised. So,
no, it's not.
So yeah, so
it's just today. There's no yesterday. There's no tomorrow. It's only today.
It's only the moment.
It's only today. So you have to live each moment to the fullest.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know what the next moment is going to bring to you.
I say that all the time. I think people. I was talking to a friend the other day, and it became a conversation that kind of got into some other drama, and I was just like, I've tried for the last couple of years to just surround myself with only good energy. Mm-hmm. Just whatever people's drama is, that's life, but it's just not for. Life's hard enough, but I don't. Allowing that stuff to feed on you and to just kind of eat away with you is just, it's not healthy. So for me, I'm no disrespect, but can we get back to what we were talking about? Right. Because whatever's happening, whether it's politics or somebody else's drama, God bless them. But for me, it's I'm not worried about Elon Musk and Twitter or Kanye West or anything else that's going on.
Unless it's
to me,
exactly. Or to that personal person, you're not really concerned.
No, and I get it. It sounds harsh to some people. Oh, well, don't you care about this? Or I was I've just never been a person that was wrapped up in all this other stuff.
Now I know that you and Lamar are very good friends, and I realize you haven't seen each other in a little bit, and I don't mean to interrupt your conversation. But tell us a little bit about the Subsoil Films. What is Subsoil Films?
Subsoil Films is, I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's another company. A gentleman by the name of Tim Milliken, who's out of Massachusetts, called me up probably about 3 years ago or so, and just gave a really earnest and really dope pitch to me. He had a lot of cool horror film concepts that he wanted to kind of flush out and make into scripts and try to get them produced. So he kind of gave me the pitch and said kind of what business-wise, which is a good note for people in business, like when you pitch somebody something, have it be mutually beneficial to both sides, not just say, hey, can you write something for me and I get everything out of it, and you might get a crumb at some point. So he gave me numbers. He said, this is the percentage you'll get. I'm going to help try to find money for these projects and stuff like that. And then you make one for me, I'll make one of yours. So again, it was a good rapport from the very beginning that him and I, because I'd kind of stepped back from working with certain people because there hadn't been the success with or the trust with certain people that I was working with. So he kind of came correct with the pitch. So I said, okay, I'll take a flyer. I'm not doing much at the moment. So I wrote a couple scripts of premises of his that came out really good, and he was happy. And then we just started on the journey of like trying to get these things produced, and we're in a really good spot now where we're going to be doing at least a couple of them in 2023. So
you enjoy writing?
I've always enjoyed writing, but I mean, I've enjoyed it. That's probably been the thing that gives me the most zen, I can say, like, because it's something that doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. I mean, there are people that will hire me and say, hey, I want to pay you this to make a biopic or to make a comedy or whatever it is. But then it's up to you. I can go off for 30 days or however long it takes for me to get that script to where I want it to be to turn it in. But it's just me. It's not like a filmmaking production where it's a bunch of other entities that you have to get on the same page.
It allows you to go within.
Exactly. Perfectly stated. So I like to just go off into the, sometimes there's a place my aunt has that's kind of in the woods. I can just go in this little house for hours on and for multiple days, create my outline and just flush out and create a good story. Or sometimes at the beach. It just depends on where I find the motivation.
Yeah, that's all it's about. Yeah,
sit in the back of a lot of diners throughout Jersey and sit back there, and they're like, has he been back there for 8 hours? And the people forget I'm back there because I'm just back there just doing my thing. And that's there's a piece to that calms me because there's so much chaos in production.
Absolutely.
There's either egos and there's so many other people that have to come together for that common goal. Whereas screenwriting is just me. And then when I'm happy with the work that's done and I turn it in to whoever and they're happy, then everybody's happy and there's a fulfillment to that. So yeah.
Listen, like, one thing I do know, your writing has spawned off into many different avenues because you're also outside of them. You know, you got like this 5 fingers of film thing going on. Like, it's not, you're just everywhere. So you also have this podcast going on.
Yeah, that started. I fought that for a bit. Like there's a network online called the Indie Escape Network, and it was one of the things where this cat named Joe Ridgely, he had been involved with it for quite a few years under another show, and I started watching that around the time of the pandemic. And I was like, okay, there's a lot of informative stuff about film and music and some cool guests and stuff. I was like, and then they brought me on one time, like an interview like this, to talk about my career, which was dope. And then the head, Joe, was like, hey, you should do your own show. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want, everybody's doing a podcast. I don't want to do a podcast. Right. I don't want to do a podcast. I want to do a podcast. And then he said, no, you'd be great. Like, you know a lot of people and you're articulate. And I was like, eh. So, like, he started that new network probably, I want to say, mid-2021. And they started a few shows, and he still was on. He's like, come on, do a show. And I kind of held out for about 6 months, and then January of this year, I was like, okay, all right, I'll just take a plunge, take a flyer, see if I like it. I started. It was really rough the first couple episodes, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Right.
Whatever. But I do have that mindset when I start something. I'm like, okay, I'm not just gonna quit this because I don't have that for me doesn't sit well. to just start something and then all of a sudden it's like, well, he did 2 episodes and then just gave up.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
So I was like, okay, now I gotta see this through for at least the season of it.
Like someone was watching it.
So then the 3rd episode was a little better. The 4th was a really dope episode. The 5th was good. Like, so it started to grow on me to where I was like, okay, I got a flow. I got a method to it. I put a lot of effort into the shows. Like, so it's not always the easiest thing because I will research people. I wanted my show to kind of be like inside the actor's studio.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to say, Lamar, where are you from? And you tell me like your background and what you went through and things. I don't want to just say, hey, tell me about this film or tell me about this movie that you were in or whatever. And
it was perfectly introverted enough so that you can be properly extroverted.
yeah. Yeah, again, perfectly stated.
Sweet balance.
Because again, I think when we watch interviews on whether it's the bigger Entertainment Tonights or TMZ or whatever, you're used to everything being about the fame and the big pictures and the big celebrity of things. So when I talk to guests, like it's interesting to me to do a deep dive into who the people are. What their motivations are, how they became an actor, how they became a martial artist, how they became a martial arts star, or things like that. So for me, and even in your episode when you came on, like it was a deep episode, deeper than any of them that I've had because it was about loss. It was about you and your career as well, but it was about the human condition and what you were going through, which again, all of us go through in different ways. So again, I think that's why that episode resonated a lot with people because everybody's dealt with heartbreak in different ways, and you dealt with tremendous loss, and you're coming out the other side of it, like, which I'm very happy about. And but again, to share that with the world was brave, and I'm proud of it. And again, that's why, to me, like I said, it's my second highest rated episode because, again, when you come from within and you come with truth and deepness, I think that's when you really get people to see it and say, okay, that's not just somebody trying to get ratings or trying to bring on a celebrity to talk about themselves. It's about real people talking about real issues. So.
Real things. And with all the things that you've done, now that you're at this plateau, and I want to say thank you so much for that. You know, that really meant a lot to me. With all the actors out there, like, who would you really want to take and just be characters in one of your scripts? Like, who would be that person? Or people?
He wants Lois.
Lois and Lamar.
He already has something for you. He already has.
We're about to
something
do
for
some
you.
more
I'm
stuff. We're about to do.
I know how he is. He got something for you already. Trust me, he does.
No, I mean, I always say, like, I have lofty goals, but I also have goals that I know that I can accomplish because a lot of people come to me with scripts and with things, and they tell me, oh, I want this person or that person, and I'm like, that is great, but when your first script or your second script, when you're still trying to figure yourself out, like, again, I never want to be anybody that breaks anybody's spirit, but if you come with your first script and it's not flushed out yet, it's a blueprint, it's a rough thing, I'll help anybody get it to where it needs to be because that's just paying it forward. But when you have it there and they're like, yes, I want to get Matt Damon or Dwayne Johnson and I'm like, first of all, like, that's tens of $20, $30 million.
Away.
Like, Will Smith is not even looking at like stuff that I'm making, like that I write. So it's like, and again, those are that's just the maturation of you as a filmmaker, as a writer. So for me, in the years that I've come, there's a lot of people, even in this upcoming year, that I think we're going to be blessed to. But I have, even on a bigger level, to answer your question, because I'm going to answer it on the biggest level because I think it's a doper answer. Like, my favorite actor of all time, which is many, is Denzel. So I think if I ever just was in a spot where, I don't care if it's commercial, whatever it is, and I was the person calling action and Denzel said something that I wrote or that I was helming, that's a good day that I can just sit back and say, okay,
I did it.
I'm good. I'm good.
I did it.
I can go home, Lord. Like it's like that's the thing. There's people out there like Viola Davis, Rosario Dawson.
Yes.
There's a lot of people for me where I'm like, okay, if I could stand back and just say, Mr. Cheadle, just a little bit to the left.
Mm-hmm.
It's a career. I'm good. Like,
you did it. Yeah.
I did it. Like I did it there. Like so. I mean, for me, there's a good list, but again, there's a lot of people that I've even sent stuff to in recent memory that have come back and said, hey, when you get it together, call me and we'll do this. So that's why I said it's having the point I made by the person wanting lofty goals straight out the gate is that it took 20 plus years of writing. Like I never even said I was a screenwriter till 8 years in.
Right.
Like I'd written probably 10 or 12 scripts.
But you wasn't comfortable
But
saying
I'm not
it
comfortable
yet. Like,
saying.
nah,
A lot
yeah,
of people say things now. Oh, I'm an actor, or I'm a screenwriter, or I'm a stuntman.
Right.
And you did like one job, or you did like a couple small things. And yes, technically, but you even know, like, as a martial artist, as an actor yourself, like, until you put something out there on film that you're comfortable showing the
It
world,
doesn't matter.
it doesn't. It's irrelevant.
Doesn't matter.
And even on that level, like the stuff that you've made is dope, like some of the martial arts stuff and the short you won the award for. That's still on a regional level where people are like, dude, you were really dope in that. I'd like to see you like in the next thing that's a little bit bigger because I see you have the chops for it. So, but people like we live in a world now where, unfortunately, everybody kind of calls things great or epic or legendary when that status is not really reserved for that yet. It's reserved for that when you get to that plateau where not just where Denzel or somebody like or Angela Bassett or something is. There's plenty of success. Success is not for nothing. Selling out that at a prestigious film festival.
Right, there's levels to
this.
There's
levels to this, but it's like a lot of people on the lowest level when they're starting want it to be this level, and I'm like, you have to work for that. You got to work to elevate yourself to that point, and some people don't want to put the work in, so they quit. And so that just shows me it wasn't meant for them.
It wasn't meant for them. They don't know the actors that they
have
love
the interest.
have been working for like 10 years before they even blew up.
Yep.
Like they don't know about that part right there.
Everybody
This is
sees
that part.
everybody sees the glitz and glamour and the red carpets, but they don't see the grind that so many people. Denzel went through grind long time before he was Oscar winning actor Denzel.
Right.
Same with Viola Davis. You watch the story for a lot of these actors, and they were in these little parts, couldn't get anything, and then they got one role, and it propelled them into like Octavia Spencer. Was like going around forever trying to do stuff. She got brutalized in a Halloween movie, but then she got that one role and it got an Oscar. So it's like again, and now she's people see the talent and then it's off the page and then they realize it. But it took a long time for a lot of the people to get to where they want to go. So and that's just a lesson that the grind is real, and if you get up every day and you continue to do it, no matter how much you get punched down and how much rejection you get, it's meant for you. It's in your blood. There's nothing else I can do. Like I can't go back to working for a department store or Ames or
9 to 5
anything, and there's no problem with anybody that does it. But I can't go backwards to that because I don't know what that looks like in my brain.
Yeah,
my brain is wired to this for so long that everything in my brain 24/7 is my goals in this. And I have other things too. That doesn't mean like personal life or anything like that, but I'm trained to like, okay, this is where I want to be by this point. These are the projects that I want to get greenlit. These are some acting roles I'd like to do and things of that nature. And it's not about being rich and famous. It's about being fulfilled. That's the number one thing for me is fulfillment. It's like, I don't care about paparazzis hanging around outside my house. I care about that my bills are paid, the people around me are comfortable and their bills are paid. And then I feel good about the work I'm doing.
You can't even get the mail with the paparazzi outside.
No.
You in pajamas and everything?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not trying to be in
the
the drive-thru at a food place and people
And all you want to do is get some fries.
Trying to get some fries, man.
That's
Trying
pretty. I get it, man. Like, once again, like, this has been a very. He just gave another jewel. Here, take it. These lessons. This has been a very, very informative Christmas special edition of Lois and Lamar, because for all of you actors out there that are just trying to get their way, writers, podcasters, this is the Magic Man. He went through the grind and the grit. I personally watched him do it myself, so I can speak on it. Like, he has been through it, so he can speak on it. And just be the best at what you're good at, whatever that is. Find out whatever that is. Be the best at what you're good at, so you can be noticed for it. Because whatever you can do, no one else can do. That's the whole thing. So if you figure that part out, you will be noticed for that, and you will take that spot, and no one can take it away from you, because you're pretty much the best at it. Me and Lois, we really thank you so much for coming down to the Lois and Lamar show.
Appreciate you both for having me.
And I would like to say you are a high example individual, personally and in this industry, because not a lot of people move like you.
Yeah. He's quick. He's fast.
Not a lot of people move like you, so it's just like that's a special gift, and this is what will propel you forward, and from all the other people that have worked with you before and that knows you as a person, we thank you, man.
Thank you, man. From your lips to God's ears, I appreciate you both, and
you're
for always supporting my career and supporting me as a friend for, going way back to the high school days, and yeah, just to piggyback a little bit about what you said about just finding what is truly and uniquely you, is the little bit to just piggyback off of that is just to say that it's ultimately everything in life is about choices. And if you find something that you love to do and that you're passionate about, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. No. There's a lot of people in my career, like my even family, people, you're not this and you're not enough this, you're not enough that. Or,
it's not for them.
But it's their insecurities, it's their things that they're projecting. So if I would have listened to that, I would still be working in department stores or warehouses or whatever. So for me, it's like, whatever it is that you want to do, if you want to pick up a camera and shoot it, you want to act, you want to dance, sing, be an accountant, whatever it is you want to do, like, don't let anybody, like, stop you from doing it. Just go out there, put both feet in. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. The universe will tell you that. The universe will let you know if it's not for you. But just don't let anybody deter you from doing what it is you want to do, because only you and your heart know. So ultimately, just if you have a passion, it's something that'll burn in you, and it's not going to ever subside until you get to whatever it is your goals are. And it doesn't have to be Hollywood. It doesn't have to be red carpets and glitz and glamour. It could be, there's a ton of people out there that make a good living and are fulfilled just doing regular jobs.
Whatever your version of success is, go for that.
Exactly.
Whatever that is, and be careful who you get your advice from, even people who love you.
Truth.
Brandon,
Truth.
Thanks for stopping by and sharing your journey with us. If anyone out there in Lois and Lamar land would like to follow Brandon. I like that. Lois and Lamar land. If you would like to follow Brandon on Elephant. I'm having a little problem here today. But we all know sometimes Lois can be a mess. If you would like to follow Mr. Brooks on any of his social media platforms, Brandon, tell the people how they can find you. You can find me under my name, Brandon E. Brooks, on Facebook. I believe it's SSE Brandon on Instagram, and by my name on. I think I have a TikTok too for my podcast, and yeah, but just type in my name and all the different search things will come up, and I usually accept people in the industry, and if people have questions about things, I always try to answer, because again, I get a lot of questions about what to do and next steps, and I'm trying to do this or trying to be a filmmaker or whatever, and I believe in paying it forward, because a lot of people didn't for me, so
Hopefully, the people who add you, remember, please have your regular name that matches on your resume. You know, not like you get an inbox from, you know, Big Daddy Longstroke 89.
Lamar thinks I'm supposed to be perfect in everything that I do, but I'm human. I'm not perfect. I can mess
No,
up sometimes.
we keeping the bloopers and everything, yo. This is Lawrence LeVar show.
If it's from Sir Lips a Lot 422,
Yeah, like
might not be legit.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Might not be legit.
we're gonna keep it all the way funky.
It might be catfishing you, or they might be.
That's what I mean. Like
might
if
be
you're
a bot or
if you're
something.
an actor or whatever, just if whatever your name is, let it be that. Let your profile say that because of, yo, these internet streets is real, man.
For real. And if you're an actor, have an updated picture, please. Don't have a picture from 1985 if
Yeah,
you try to act now. Don't be that person.
Yeah,
don't be that person that's like, why do you look 25 in the picture
No.
but you're 50?
People are making
No,
headshots
don't
with
do that.
iPhones now. It's different.
Exactly.
It's different now.
Exactly.
It's different.
The struggle is real, but it is easier if you know how to
The
navigate.
struggle's easier. It's real, but it is easier.
Yeah.
It is a way to
There's
do
always
it.
a
Like,
photographer. There's always a photographer that'll take your pics. Like,
see, we even got one right here. He's taping it right
exactly. Exactly.
now. No, we're gonna get up out of here.
Thank you all for watching, and we hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the Lois and Lamar TV talk show. And we would just like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas and a safe, happy, and prosperous New Year's. And we'll see you again in 2023. Be safe, stay blessed. Goodbye
Jingly
now.
bells, jingly bells.
Jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Hey,
And all that good
jingle
stuff.
bells, jingle
We'll see y'all later on. All right, peace.